when we were kids, when we'd be outside playing basketball, right? And we'd be a man shorter, he was supposed to be on our team, and we'd be waiting for him, and you'd go get him. And he's still upstairs just writing and reading dictionaries, understanding words, and putting them together inside his head. You're in the projects, you live in dog years, right? Growing up as kids, I remember once this lady told me, you guys might never live to be 21 years old. So at 14 and 15 years old, you damn near a grown man in your mind. You know what I mean? You're doing things, you're hanging out all night, you're in clubs, you might be carrying a gun, you're selling drugs, you might have a car, you might be paying your parents' rent and taking care of the whole household. So those years living the way you are to be 25 is like being 50. You have knowledge far past your youth, right? So as you get older, you just accumulating more things as you're learning more things as you grow. He just knew how to play both sides of it. I remember we were driving down Nostrand Avenue one day, listening to some music. And I was telling Jay, yo, you need to be spitting like such and such, man. You know what I mean? Giving him some real knowledge. He's like, nope, it'll be too deep. I can't be too deep. I have to spoon feed him. Everything I have to do, you have to spoon feed him lightly. If I give them too much, they won't take it. Once I spoon feed them lightly, feed them the sugar, and then give them some knowledge on top of that, then they'll take that in and start growing with you and just follow me. So he had the plan.
You know how I do. You know how I. You can catch me skating through your town, putting it down. Y'all relating? No waiting, I'll make your block infrared hot. I'm like Satan. Y'all feel the nigga struggle? Y'all think a nigga lotto? Hustle behind the wheels, trying to escape my trouble. I'm talking sweet the keys, cursing the grief to me, cursing the very God that brought this grief to be. My life is based on sacrifices, Jews like ISIS and fools that think I slip. You fuck around, you get your guys hit. They built me to be filthy on some I do or die shit. For real, the price of leathers got me deeper than ever and just think. Winter's here, I'm trying to feel mink, nigga.
I remember one day we was chilling in Dame's crib, and Dame told me, yo, think of a name for us as a crew, as a rap crew. 10 minutes, I just wrote down like 10 little names. Rockefeller happened to be the first name. Everybody was like, yo, that's a dope name. You know, like, I remember Dame was like, why Rockefeller though? What made you think of that? We Rockefellers on stage. You guys are flashy guys, you know what I mean? You about getting money, because the Rockefellers was known as a rich and powerful family, so we just kind of took the name, changed the lettering a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Or ROC, it went from just a name of a group of people to an actual record company.
Politics as usual.
Reasonable Doubt, it showed a mentality of the bosses versus the runners. The irony is, to this day, everybody is a boss or trying to appear like Jay first appeared in that album, Reasonable Doubt, versus when in the 90s it was just everybody wanted to be the best rapper. Now everybody want to be the best hustler.
I took my Frito to Tito in the district. Bless me with some VS somethings I can live with. Stop fronting, and for this dough I raise, gotta get shit of praise. No disrespect to you, make sure your word is true. I'm taking wages down in Vegas just in case Tyson have a major night off. There's clean money, the tax write-off. You ain't seen money in your life. When it comes to this cheese, y'all like 3 blunt mice.
A lot of people kind of just glorify the hustling aspect of it. But if you really listen to like A Reasonable Doubt, he does glorify things, but at the end he shows what the repercussion is. So I think if they got the whole message, they can understand exactly why he's celebrating. You know, like this kid whose father left him, and the environment around him, around all of us. There was always something in all of our lives that kind of changed. You know, Dame when his mother died, Jay when his father left him as a kid, and me being evicted when I was 10 years old and then living in a shelter for years. It was always that one thing in our lives that we had in common, that we knew that we wanted to take over the world or do something that was groundbreaking. And I think that's that drive that we had as we started to get older and see things and get in the business, and then having the money was always a celebration for us. But it was a celebration because of our circumstances. And I don't think people, you know, knew that. And it was always, I mean, from the smallest to the tallest, right? So, You know, being able to get your first $100 pair of sneakers was a celebration. Your first bottle of champagne was a celebration. It's just that things kept growing for us, so we were celebrating all the time.
I'm smoking bros who pump Willie, they expose. The furthest you chili spin is the Poconos. My portfolio breeze leads to Don Corleone, nigga, please. 10-year felon, heavy on the wrist. I face shoes with the diamond flooded Jesus and blind your face shoes for life. That's right, Chicka. I keep it tight, nigga.
You know, I am blown away by the talent and Jay's lyricism. I'm blown away by what the producers has done. I'm blown away by the artwork, right? I mean, Jonathan Mannion's career started from that, right? He did Jay's next 8 albums. He did DMX. He's doing Kendrick now and Eminem. I'm seeing all interns become execs, right? There's kids now who build businesses and want to be a part of companies, and they want 50-50 ventures, and they want to do these things in companies and build and buy and sell. And some of the millennials don't even know where that came from. You know, that all started from, you know, being from us, from Reasonable Doubt. I mean, it's a great feeling just to be a part of that, to know that, you know, we're a part of history, to know that Jay right now has more #1 albums than Elvis Presley and only be second behind the Beatles. I mean, we couldn't plan that, you know. So it's just, you know, it's a celebration again.
I knew Jay already just from him running with Jazz and with Jaz-O, and we see each other in all the same hot spots, that like the fly spots that you wanted to get into where hip hop was underground, that again, you had to be somebody to get in. You didn't have to be a platinum artist, but you just had to have a certain respect.
So I basically met Jay through my brother Biggs, Kareem Burke, when I was in high school at a party he was performing at. And I was there with all my friends. We was on the line, and they basically told him, like, hey, this is Big's little brother. And he just like, well, come with me. And he just took all of us off the line, and we went into the club, and I've been with him ever since. Drinking Cristal, the first time I ever was in the club.
I grew up all my life just knowing Sean from the 5th floor. You know, I know his whole family, his sisters, his mom, his nephews. Like, I used to babysit his nephews. You know, his mom used to pay me a few dollars. Like, so I always known them. I used to get in trouble for hanging with Jay and them. Word, my mom didn't like that because she knew they was the dope boys. You too young to be with the dope boys.
And I believe it was the first day they opened the office up, and Dame asked me if I wanted a job. At one time, I had the album, and nobody in the world had it. I was about to graduate, so I had to, it was like graduation rehearsals. And I just remember like listening to it and being like, nobody knows what I'm hearing. Like, nobody knows what's about to happen. I wish I could have just took my headphones, flipped them around, and let the world hear it.
My favorite song on the album had to be The Evils. Hands down, I stole a copy of the song. I like this so much. To where Jay and B-Hop came to my apartment. Like, yo, I heard you giving out copies of this song. The word came back to you. They was ready to beat me up, drop me from the, even hanging with them because they like, you a thief. But they didn't understand I needed that record for my soul. I needed you talking to me.
When I DJ gigs now, as soon as I drop The Evils, the crowd goes crazy, and they're singing, and I'm watching them in the crowd, mouthing all the words. Friend of Foe too. Friend of Foe. And for the gigs I do, always gets the crowd crazy. As soon as they hear it, just come on. It's on. And before he even says Friend of Foe, yo, state your biz. Oh, you tend to dough? There it is. You know, like, even when he says you tend to dough, I drop the fader and it's just silence, and the whole crowd goes, there it is, you know, like in unison. And that's the proper place to drop the fader to see if they're following along, because they're diehard fans of those songs. So, yeah, Friend of Foe's heavy.
No more.
He said he was only gonna make one album. So it was really like he put everything in it. He had his whole life to make it, you know what I mean? And the producers that worked with him was people that knew him for years. So they made like 10, 20 songs with each of them before they even made the songs on Reasonable Doubt. At least the bulk of them, Clark Kent and Ski and yeah, they both had a lot of songs with Jay. So their whole sound got a chance to get refined. And then by the time we finished it off with Premier and a couple other producers, it was already a sound.
Ski was a major part of Reasonable Doubt, you know, so being he was already around Jay with the original flavor, so once his section of the album was placed, he to me is the root of it. I was the icing, pretty much, you know, so to close it out, what you heard, you know, once you popped it in, and again, we're talking CDs and cassettes back then, you know, and vinyl. Cassettes are a huge part of our culture, and everything we come from is from riding in cars and having a big radio. We used to having a big radio on our shoulder or down here to walk with, or you gotta ride with a booming system. So I gear everything towards that. So that's my mentality even now. I love driving. I drive all the time just to bang out and listen to dope music. Reasonable Doubt's one of those that will carry you to your destination and back.
Look where it took us, man. That album had us on tour with U2. That album took us to Africa, do Water for Life, to save children and bring clean water to villages that didn't have. You know what I mean? That album got them able to do a 9/11 charity show to give back to the families after Columbine. Like, it's done. The spectrum is humongous. Come on, it took them to the White House. We could stop there.
So the first time I went to the Rockefeller offices, kind of ripped through the book, and you know, Jay was like, "Yeah, this is dope." And then you know, went in to see Dame, and he's like, flip through the book, like 2-3 pages, and he's like, "All right, cool, slammed it shut. How much are you gonna charge me?" I was like, "Oh man," I was like, "I don't know, man. Like, cover my expenses. Let me do what I really want to do. Let me execute my creative like perfectly, and then I'll do it for 300 less than your lowest bid as the fee." And he just looked at me crazy. Like, what does that even mean? 300 less than your low? Like, what are you talking about? Like, it wasn't really about the money, and that's sort of what I told him. I said, "I just want to do it." I was like, "Give me this chance to really like set the pace. The ideas that I have are crazy." And that's when originally the album was called Heir to the Throne. And then from there it switched to Reasonable Doubt the following day.
How many people here got that Reasonable Doubt album? Can I go there tonight, Brooklyn?
I think ultimately we landed on it being like a style piece, doing classic portraits, but really establish him as, you know, sort of this, you know, Brooklyn already established like OG, you know, and clean and sharp with style. Like, we wanted to create something that was lasting, that we could have taken on that day in '96 or yesterday, you know, in 2016. When the title switched and it became Reasonable Doubt, you know, I sort of felt like, okay, it's interesting because it's like he knew who he was and he was really confident about the album. He's always been one to allow people to discover it for themselves, because he felt like when you discover it for yourself, it becomes part of you, and then you represent it harder because you decided to love it. And Dead Presidents was the first tune that I ever heard. And as soon as I heard it in the 2 different versions, I was like, oh man, he's out of here. Like, fought so much harder to get the album because of that, even not having heard the rest of the album, which ends up being such an incredible, complete thought.
I was at this music conference called How Can I Be Down? Nas had just dropped Illmatic, and everybody was out there playing Nas' album. You would be on the strip, and every car was going by playing, Whose World Is This? And I'm like, yo, this song is crazy. So I just kept listening to the record, and I said, damn, when I get home, I want to find something that's kind of similar to that vibe. So I started, got home, started digging, dropped the needle, found Alani, listened, Smith sample. I said, yeah, that's it. Chopped it up. I put Nas vocals in there just to hear if it would fit. I'm like, yeah, that's that vibe. Then I played it for Jay, and then a Nas sample came on. I'm like, oh, don't worry about that. I'm gonna take that out. He was like, nah, kid, leave that. That shit is dope. And that's how it came out. And he killed it.
Who want betters that we don't touch? Let us stack cheddars forever. Live treacherous, all the etceteras. To the death of us, me and my confidants, we shine. You feel the ambiance, your niggas just rhyme. Body ounce though accumulates like snow. We don't just shine, we illuminate the whole show. You feel me? Factions from the other side would love to kill me. Spill 3/4 of my blood into the street and let alone the heat. Fuck up, they hate a nigga loving his life. In all possible ways, no defense is bugging my life. Hospital days reflected when my man laid up. On the uptown high block, he got his side sprayed up. I saw his light slipping. This is a minor setback, you're still in all we living. His dream about to get back, that made him smile. Though his eyes said, pray for me. I do you one better and slay these niggas faithfully. Murder is a tough thing to digest. It's a slow process. And I ain't got nothing but time. I had near brushes, not to mention 3 shots close range, never touch me. Divine intervention, can't stop by for drinking my tots with Tata down in the Vata. Ha papa, word life, I dabbled in crazy way. Without rap, I was crazy straight. Nigga, I'm still spending money from.
Yeah, man, we definitely got paid for the work we did, man. They took care of us. I remember getting on the train, man, with a backpack, like 20 grand in my backpack. On the train, if people would have known, I would have been done.
Hey, you know, matter of fact, statute of limitation gone. But you know, it was one of them things. We was hustlers. You know, you got to figure like this. Wouldn't you rather get paid cash money than get jerked about somebody telling you we're gonna do this deal with you, we're gonna give you a check, you're gonna wait on these royalties and might never see them? At least you got this cash money, you can go pay them bills quick.
Okay, if you got that Reasonable Doubt album, well, I'm watching every nigga watching me closely. My shit is butter for the bread, they wanna toast me. I keep my both of them where they supposed to be. Hoes, get you sidetracked and clap from close feet. I don't sleep, I'm tired, I feel wired like codeine. These days a brother gotta admire me from 4 feet away. My pain, wish it was quick to see. From selling cane, the brains is fried to a fricassee. Can't lie, at the time it never bothered me. At the bar, getting my dog on properly. My squad and me lack a respect for authority. Laughing hard, happy to be escaping poverty. However brief, I know this game got valleys and peaks. Expectation for dips, for precipitation, we stack chips, hardly. The youth I used to be, soon to see a billion, no more. Big Willie, my game is grown, prefer you call me William. Illin' for revenues, grateful at midnight. Channel 7 News round, 7 Jews had dead in the mic. Forgetting all I ever knew, convenient amnesia. I suggest you call my lawyer, I know the procedure. Lock my body, can't trap my mind. Easily explain why we adapt to crime. I'd rather die enormous than live dormant, that's how we on it. Live at the main event, I better trip the Maui on it. Presidential suites, my residentials for the weekend. Confidentially speaking, it cold since I sent you peeking. The NXS rental, don't be fooled, my game is mental. We both out of town, dawg, what you trying to get into? Viva, Las Vegas, see you later at the crab tables. Meet me by the one that starts at Geo. This way no fraud, Willie's present, gambling in Rio. And we can have a pleasant time, sipping margarita, ch-ch-cheer.
Can I Live means so much because like I said, it goes back to us in Vegas. It was real, you know, ringside at Tyson fight, and you know, we seeing B.I.G. and Puff and Dr. Dre sitting in front of us, and it was like, whoa, y'all really here ringside? The lyrics alone was though. That's what, like I said, that's where my nickname Vegas Jones come from. Meet me at the crab table, the one that starts at G-Up, cause ain't no Frost Willie's gambling in re-up. You know, that was me. I'm sitting at the crab table, 2 chicks with me. I got one with a bottle of Don, one with a bottle of Cristal. I'm like up 20,000, so I looked at it like, it's a free trip. You know, that was a moment of time was though we was just on our mojo in the streets, living life and just doing what we do.
My mind is infested with sick thoughts that circle like a Lexus. It's driven wrong and sure to hurt you. Dual level like duplexes. In unity, my crew and me commit atrocities like we got immunity. You guessed it, manifested intangible goods. Platinum Rolexed it. We don't lease, we buy the whole car, as you should. My confederation, detonation, explode on detonation. Overload the mind of the said patient. When it balls to stand, it comes to it, we all fiends. Gotta do this, even righteous minds go through this. True this, the street school us to spend our money foolish. Bomb with jewelers and watch for intruders. I stepped it up another level, meditated like a Buddhist. Recruited lieutenants with ludicrous dreams of getting cream. Let's do this, it gets TDS. So I keep one eye open like CBS. You see me struck right. What's the name of this song? Come on, 1, 2. What's the name of this song? Now if the rock is in the building, say hell yeah. Throw your diamonds in the air. If the rock is in the building, say hell yeah. Throw your diamonds in the air. If the rock is in the building, say hell yeah. Throw your diamonds in the air. If the rock is in the building, say hell yeah. Throw your diamonds in the air. Keep your diamonds in the air, yeah. What's the name of this song? Come on.
Start to finish, you can like, you may not like everything, but it's like a complete thought delivered, executed perfectly, without the pressure of anybody telling you like what to do. It's just what felt right for him and the people that he surrounded himself with.
All the music was honest, man. It was just honest. It was from your heart. Anytime, you know, you speaking the truth or you being honest about whatever you do, it's people gonna feel it. You know what I mean? That's all it was. Just honest lyrics, honest creativity, always resonates. No labels, nobody telling us how to do it. You know what I mean? Just creative freedom, just being your own person, your own, you know, your own boss, your own whatever in anything you do. You know what I mean? And just not being afraid to do your thing. You know, to express whatever you gotta express in the way you know how to express it, man.
That album is like, that has a spot in my life forever. Like it's that side of the heart where as though you got the family, you know, you got the kids, you know, you got mom, you know what I mean, you know, you got God, but then I got Reasonable Doubt. I think Reasonable Doubt represents that culture of what we are, who we are, and guess what? The world is made up the good, the bad, the ugly. Some of you might like it, some of you might don't. Some of you might understand it, some don't. But that was a language that we know a lot of people spoke.
It's relatable, you know what I'm saying? People still, you know, there's still people out there hustling. They want to get theirs. They on their entrepreneur shit, you know what I'm saying? They want to, they need that motivation. They need that politics as usual. They need that, you know, that those songs that get you up and, you know, make you want to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? That give you that inspiration to, you know, just keep on pushing what you're pushing for. And that's a good album for that. The album just embodies that energy.
Yeah, Jay and I grew up together in Marcy Projects. And I lived in 552, he lived in 530 something or something like that. Like across the park from me. I used to set up battles, right? Because I used to talk so much shit with other rappers that is like around the neighborhood. Like Jay would be out of town and I would just have battles set up like on the other side of the project. When Jay come in town, I won't even know he back. Somebody be like, yo, I saw Jay, and I'll be like, oh yeah. And I would just call him out the window and Jay would come down, you know, he would go battle these guys, right? And he never once even asked me, you know, who he want to battle or, yo, I'm busy, I got something to do, because he know I was talking so much shit that he had to back me up. I don't think there was one person that didn't think that Jay was the best rapper in the world out of our whole crew. Not one person. Whatever I had to do, it was never a problem, you know. You just gotta be humble and just do it. If you believe in someone, you just, it's not even a thing, right? You just do it. I remember I was passing out CDs to people, you know, in Atlanta, in the mall, passing out Jay CDs. You know, I was down for all of that, you know, because I wanted it to work.
Oh man, 17 John Street was the hub of it all, you know? Like it was this small office that was in the Wall Street area. If my memory serves me correctly, a staff about 8 of us. And, you know, it's amazing because you just think about this. You have a staff of 8 doing the job of 200. making it happen. Like everybody was, you know, just a family huddle up and just rolling out full steam to make it happen, and just being on like one accord and pushing for one goal, just to drive the album and push the album. And because I was the intern straight out of college, I'm the intern, so I'm starting at the bottom, just grinding and making it happen and just playing my part and playing my role. So I was the guy like calling every college radio station, every college radio rep. That was one hat I wore. And then that hat morphed, because again, remember, with a staff of 8, you do more than one thing. So I was wearing the radio hat for most of the day, and then whenever I left the office to do the out in the field work, as far as I would do retail promotion. So at the time I would go to all of the local mom and pop record stores, make sure that the posters were on the windows, make sure we was getting prime placements. At that time, it was about going up against everybody, as far as, because it wasn't a situation of the Jay-Z of today. It was the who's he, who's who. It was like, who's that, you know? So it was more so of turning the who is that to I'm the one. In all reality, as the record was growing and Jay was on a road, as far as he had to win people over, and he would do whatever it takes to win that crowd over. And he would like basically, as far as from spitting a cappella to again like throwing like a stack in the crowd, as far as like whatever it took to win that crowd, to walk out of there to know, oh, like who was that guy? Like, oh my goodness, oh, this Jay-Z guy is real. Oh, this Jay-Z guy is crazy. Like, oh my goodness, I just left this Jay-Z show. Like he had the presence of mind from day one to always know, I don't care how many people in here know me. I don't care how many people in here don't know me. I know one thing. I know I'm gonna walk off this stage with everybody knowing me. Like, and that drive and that focus when it came to his show from day one, as far as like people would be shocked to know that, you know, as far as that was something just instilled in him. That was just part of his DNA.
This is Maria Davis, Mad Wednesdays. We here tonight to
See
have
what
a
I
good
just did
time.
there?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, see what I just did there?
Jay-Z, Dame Dash, let me hear that little tape of yours. And it's fat. Why don't you come up here and kick a little freestyle? Put that champagne down. Kick a little
Help me
freestyle
out.
for me tonight.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
That was amazing. Up top. Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Or can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Well, I'm gone. Too much West Coast dick licking. Too many niggas on a mission, doing your best Jay-Z rendition. Too many rough motherfuckers, I got my suspicions that you're just fishing a pool of sharks, nigga. Listen, too many bitches wanna be ladies, so if you're a thot, gotta call you a thot. Too many bitches are shady. Too many ladies give these niggas too many chances. Too many brothers wanna be lovers, don't know romances. Too many bitches stuck up from too many sexual advances. No questions, Jay-Z got too many answers. I've been around this block too many times. Rock too many rhymes, cop too many nines. Two of my brothers, it ain't too late to come together. Too much black, too much love, equal forever. I don't follow any guidelines. Too many niggas ride mine, so I change styles every 2 rhymes. 22 twos in here tonight, New York City. I need y'all down bottom again. Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Rapping to Jay probably was the easiest thing. He probably didn't even realize, I don't know, he never said this, but I'm thinking that if you could do something so easy and you don't look at it like it's amazing because it's come natural to you, but everyone else that's looking at it like, this shit is sick. Jay's a smart guy. So at a point, he had to realize, I can do something with this, you know?
The whole crew, I was already like researching where to press records, who's the cheapest as far as printing, where to go to get your mastering. I started helping Damon with that part way before. With him trying to shop the material to majors, after a while it became obvious that nobody was biting. There was one meeting between Damon and Clark, maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning at Clark's house. And Damon was expressing the frustrations with regard to getting the industry to realize that Jay's a dope MC. They decided that they wanted to put it out independently. And Clark explained to Damon that, putting a record out independently is totally different than putting it out with the support of a major, financially as well as administratively.
It's partly Maria Davis's album too. She let us perform every week. It was Ty-Ty's album because Ty-Ty held him down. It was B-High's album because he was his cousin that wouldn't let nothing happen to him. It was the Lexus dealer's album too because he was the one who was like, yeah, we'll let you get the car. You know what I'm saying? It was everybody's album because it all made what you hear.
Everybody's hopes and dreams and aspirations are pumped into those records. And I think when the listener listens to that, they can feel that earnest that you have when you're working on your first album. It's a lot of hope mixed with a lot of doubt, mixed with a lot of determination. Nobody else kind of put that into their music as far as like educational value. Let me tell you how to move in these streets, and he captured that perfectly. So it's gonna touch reoccurring generations.
95 South and Poppy on the hill and shit. And all the towns like gamers that I kill with shit. And all the thorough ass niggas that I hustle with. Throw your joints in the air one time and bust your shit. These fake rappers can't really know I'm loving it. Woo! You feeling it?